Because it's day 40 of Russia's invasion of Ukraine, the world in shock after the horrific images that have emerged post-Russia retreating from Bucha. Take a look at these visuals.
Bodies lying everywhere on the streets. Makeshift mass graves with bodies in plastic wrapping. Evidence of mass murder, allegations of torture and rape. This is devastated Bucha after Russian troops withdrew from areas around Ukraine's capital, Kyiv. With bodies piled up on the streets, these blood-curdling images of the massacre have stunned the world. Residents narrate the nightmare about their neighbors being shot in cold blood without any provocation.
Yes.
India Today's Gaurav Sawant, the only Indian reporter on the ground in Bucha just minutes after the Russian withdrawal. Ukrainian forces fear many of the bodies may have been booby-trapped.
Presidents do not usually write down addresses like this. But today, I have to say just that. To talk about the discoveries in Bucha and other cities from where the occupiers were expelled. Hundreds of people tortured, killed, and civilians executed. Bodies on the street. Booby-trapped areas. Even the bodies of the dead are booby-trapped. Widespread aftermath of looting. Concentrated evil has visited our land. The killers, executioners, rapists, murderers who call themselves an army and who deserve only death after what they have done.
European media reports suggest that Russian forces used children of Bucha as human shields, adding to the horrendous charges of war crimes. Charges that Russia has vehemently denied, putting it out to Ukrainian propaganda. With rotten bodies on the streets and mass destruction, civilians are unable to reach cemeteries to bury the bodies of loved ones.
They live here, they eat here, and they've had nowhere else to go. So bad is the situation that Tatya has just buried her child who was killed in shelling right here. And she broke down as she explained that to me, that the child must be very cold inside. So she made a cup of tea and she's put tea and her child's favorite chocolates on that grave that has been just dug here. And there are other graves that have been dug in this area after the shelling in Bucha.
India Today's Gaurav witnessed the immediate aftermath of the killings.
As security forces now make inroads into Irpin and Bucha, as emergency vehicles, firefighters, hospital vehicles and even hearse vans get to Irpin and Bucha, the real extent of death, damage and destruction is becoming apparent. This building perhaps just symbolic of the losses that have been suffered in the past 40 days of the Russia-Ukraine war.
Several Russian rockets hit Bucha's once famous shopping malls and centers in the heart of the city.
The Ukraine army is now coming into this area along with medical services and emergency services. They've recovered some bodies, and while the forensics and the post-mortem teams will carry out their job, but they've taken images. Several of these bodies, according to the Ukraine army, have their hands tied behind them and they've been shot dead in cold blood in custody. Ukraine government says that this is a war crime and that they will hold Russia accountable.
Images of charred Russian armored vehicles and tanks strewn on the streets have also surfaced, showing the ferocity of the Ukrainian resistance against the invading Russian forces.
This tank here and multiple tanks like this are littered on this road where both Russian and Ukrainian armor have been destroyed and targeted. The Ukrainians, they very clearly say that most of these people were either killed in battle, some captured, and some fled towards their camps. Worse or more devastating are reports of loss of civilian lives, often as the Ukrainians insist that they were caught, captured, and then killed in this battle.
The killing of defenseless civilians in Bucha has become a new image of the horrors of the war in Ukraine. With Gaurav Sawant in Bucha, Ukraine, Bureau Report, India Today.
Tragic images coming in, documented by my colleague Gaurav Sawant in Bucha. We're going to continue to get you. We've got 3 reporters there getting our viewers the latest. And images from Bucha, horrifying to say the least. I want to cut across to the latest news break we are getting in from Gorakhpur in Uttar Pradesh. News just coming in, the newly minted Uttar Pradesh Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath is right now at the Gorakhpur temple. He is meeting the 2 injured police personnel who were injured in an attack by one person who tried to enter the premises. He attacked the 2 police personnel with a sharp object, both of them injured, now meeting Yogi Adityanath. The Chief Minister has also transferred the probe in this entire incident of an individual trying to break into the temple premises to the anti-terror squad in Uttar Pradesh. I want to cut across and get you the latest right now with Yogi Adityanath right now at the Gorakhpur temple.
गोपाल, कैसे क्या हुआ था ये घटना?
सर, मैं ड्यूटी के दौरान संतरी ड्यूटी पे अलर्ट था और पीछे से आकर के हम लोगों पे एक बाइक हमला किया गया। एक बाइक हमले करने के दौरान मैं उसे पकड़ने की कोशिश किया, अपनी राइफल के बट से मारने की कोशिश किया कि उसको मारूं ताकि वो दूसरे हमारे जवान को घायल ना कर सके। तब तक अचानक वो पीछे से वार कर दिया सर, और हमारे पीठ पे गंभीर रूप से चोट लग गई, जिससे मैं धराशायी हो गया।
कैसे हथियार था, कैसा हथियार था उसके पास?
उसके सर हाथ में जो हरे नारियल को काट करके पानी पिलाने वाला हथियार, जिसे बांकी बोलते हैं, वो लिया था बांकी, और उसी से एक बैग सब पे हमला कर रहा था।
अनिल के हाथ में चोट लगी है। कहाँ कहाँ चोट लगी अनिल भाई, कैसे है?
पैर में।
अच्छा, क्या हुआ था, कैसे क्या हुआ?
अरे हम लोग बैठे थे, हम लोग कुर्सी पर बैठे थे, पीछे से आया ऑटोमेटिक एकदम वार करने लगा, एकदम सूर ताल का वार करने लगा।
All right, viewers, so what really happened was yesterday a man armed with a machete tried to enter the Gorakhmath temple and attacked 2 police personnel. Yogi Adityanath, the Chief Minister of Uttar Pradesh, right now is at Gorakhpur at the Gorakhmath temple. It's important to note here as well that Yogi Adityanath was the head of the Gorakhnath temple, the Matadhish, before, of course, he became the Chief Minister of Uttar Pradesh. He's gone there, he's meeting the police personnel, one of them grievously injured. What really transpired, viewers, yesterday was that a man with a machete in hand tried to attack and enter the premises of the Gorakhnath Mandir. He was stopped by these 2 police personnel, both of them, one of them of course grievously injured, the other one as well injured. In the meanwhile, the police, Uttar Pradesh police, has transferred what happened at the Gorakhnath temple yesterday, the entire incident, to the ATS, the anti-terror squad. That's the latest news break that is coming in, viewers. A shocking attack taking place outside a temple in Gorakhpur. The video of the attack shows a man armed with a machete attempting an attack on the police. The accused has now been arrested. The ATS, which was taken over the probe, has not ruled out a terror angle yet. In the meanwhile, Yogi Adityanath, the newly minted Chief Minister of Uttar Pradesh, who was also the head of the Gorakhnath temple, has gone to Gorakhnath. He has met the 2 police personnel there. I want to cut across right now to my colleague Santosh, who is joining us from Gorakhpur. Santosh, जो चीफ मिनिस्टर हैं वो वहां पहुंच चुके हैं, उन्होंने जायजा लिया है, जो 2 घायल पुलिस पर्सनल हैं उनसे भी बात की है, आप और क्या बता सकते हैं?
देखिए, मुख्यमंत्री योगी आदित्यनाथ बीआरडी मेडिकल कॉलेज में इस पूरे घटनाक्रम में जो घायल कांस्टेबल्स पीएससी के दोनों सिपाही थे उनसे बातचीत की कि कैसे घटनाक्रम हुआ, कैसे उसने हमला किया और उन लोगों ने कैसे उससे बचाव किया और उसको दबोचा। ये पूरा घटनाक्रम करीब 10 मिनट मुख्यमंत्री योगी आदित्यनाथ दोनों ही सिपाहियों से बातचीत करते रहे। उसके बाद उनको भरोसा जताया, दोनों ही कांस्टेबल्स की जो फैमिली मेंबर्स आए थे उनको बताया कि सरकार उनके साथ है, उनके बेटों ने बहुत बहादुरी का काम किया है, सिपाहियों की भी थपथपाई। लेकिन ये अपने आप में घटनाक्रम बहुत बड़ा हो जाता है क्योंकि इसमें टेरर एंगल निकल रहा के आ रहा है। अहमद मुर्तजा अब्बासी वो मैकेनिकल इंजीनियर 2015 में आईआईटी मुंबई का पास आउट और उसके बाद आफ्टर 2015 के बाद से 2017 से लगातार उसने अपना जो लाइफस्टाइल था वो चेंज किया और अभी तक जो जानकारी मिल पा रही है, जो यूपी एटीएस को जो क्लूज मिले हैं वो अपने आप में कहीं ना कहीं टेरर एंगल की तरफ इशारा कर रहे हैं कि जो अहमद अब्बासी था उसका टेररिस्ट से कहीं ना कहीं कनेक्शन था। हालांकि वो सेल्फ रेडिकलाइज की तरफ अभी इशारा कर रहे हैं क्योंकि उसका जो लैपटॉप है, जो उससे पेन ड्राइव मिली है, वो इस ओर इशारा कर रही है कि उसके जो सर्फिंग था, जो नेट सर्फिंग का जो डेटा है वो कह रहा है कि वो सेल्फ रेडिकलाइज यानी यूट्यूब पे जो टेररिस्ट ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस के द्वारा जो पीचेस हैं, जो कहा जाए कि बरगलाने के लिए जो युवाओं को जो दी जाती हैं, आतंक की राह पर टेररिस्ट का पाठ पढ़ाते हैं, वो सब वो पढ़ रहा था। फिलहाल उसको 14 दिन की जुडिशियल कस्टडी में भेज करके पूछताछ की जा रही है। जी
संतोष, बहुत शुक्रिया हमसे जुड़ने का। थैंक यू संतोष फॉर जॉइनिंग अस। लेट्स नाउ टेक यू एग्जैक्टली टू व्हाट हैपेंड, द एंटायर इंसिडेंट एज इट अनफोल्डेड, वेयर अ मैन with a machete attacked 2 police personnel right outside the Gorakhnath Mandir. Take a look.
A deadly attack caught on camera. An assailant armed with a machete running amok. This shocking attack on police personnel took place outside a temple, which is part of the famed Gorakhnath Math in Uttar Pradesh on Sunday. In the CCTV footage, the assailant named Ahmad Murtaza is seen running towards the police with a weapon in hand. Seconds later, he's knocked to the ground and the machete kicked away from him. Murtaza was arrested on the same day. The Uttar Pradesh government has taken immediate cognizance of the attack outside the Math, where the head priest is Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath himself.
अभी जांच चल रही है और ऐसी घटना पहली बार वहां पर हुई है और इस घटना को बहुत गंभीरता से लिया गया।
The UP anti-terrorism squad has taken over the investigation.
जो चीज़ें उनके पास से प्राप्त हुई है उस आधार पे ही इसकी गंभीरता को देखते हुए शासन के द्वारा इस तरह के निर्णय लिए गए हैं कि इसकी विवेचना एटीएस के द्वारा कराई जाए।
The police are not ruling out either communal conspiracy or terror linked to the foiled attack.
इसे पूरे प्रकरण को गहराई से छानबीन करने की आवश्यकता है। जिस तरह से घटना हुई है उस घटना के दौरान ये धार्मिक नारे भी ले रहा था। इस प्रकरण से कोई भी एंगल को रूल आउट नहीं किया जा सकता, इंक्लूडिंग टेरर एंगल।
The main accused, Ahmad Murtaza, who is now in police custody, is an alumnus of IIT Bombay.
देखो भाई ये थोड़ा सीरियस लग रहा है, सीसीटीवी में देखा सबको लग रहा है कि पुलिस वाले हैं और ये सम्मान का ऐसे कह रहे हैं और सीरियस लग रहा है।
India Today has accessed a video of its interrogation, where his answers to the police seem to be incoherent. Murtaza's family says he is mentally unstable and has been seeking treatment.
घटना के पीछे तो ये उसकी मानसिक स्थिति अनस्टेबल है, मेन मुद्दा ये है। तो वहाँ पे बाइपोलर बताया था, ये अपना करुण खत्री ने बाइपोलर बताया था।
Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath is monitoring the investigation. He is also holding meetings with top officials to take stock of the law and order. The attack comes just 10 days after Adityanath took oath as the Chief Minister for a second term. Bureau Report, India Today.
All right, viewers, from Uttar Pradesh, Gorakhpur, let's shift focus to Rajasthan, Karauli, where one incident has left the residents in the area in complete shock. Curfew has been clamped and internet remains suspended in Rajasthan's Karauli in the wake of communal clashes that broke out Saturday evening following stone pelting at a religious procession to celebrate the Hindu New Year. 30 people were detained and more than a dozen were arrested. An SIT was also formed to probe the communal clashes. Incidents of arson, vandalism were reported on Saturday after stones were pelted at an RSS bike rally when it was passing through a Muslim-dominated locality in Karauli. At least 42 people were injured in the incident and several shops alone with 2 bikes were set ablaze.
प्रधानमंत्री जी खुद को अपील करनी चाहिए देशवासियों को कि ये जो ध्रुवीकरण हो रहा है ये उचित नहीं है। धर्म के नाम पर जाति के नाम पर इतने हित में नहीं है, उसी कारण से जगह जगह पर तनाव पैदा होता है।
राजस्थान की सरकार जिस तरह से लॉ एंड ऑर्डर के हर एक एस्पेक्ट में पूरी तरह से विफल हुई है, राजस्थान में पुलिस का मनोबल पूरी तरह से गिर गया है। ऐसी परिस्थिति में जब राजस्थान के पुलिस भी राजनीतिक दबाव में आकर के और जो है गलत को सही और सही को गलत करने के लिए काम कर रही है, ये निश्चित रूप से राजस्थान के लोगों के लिए चिंता का विषय है।
As the legal battle in Pakistan continues, Imran Khan has now turned to the citizens of Pakistan, talking directly to them at a point where various constitutional remedies are being invoked by the opposition as well of the googly that Imran Khan has thrown in the political circle. Well, taking questions from citizens during a television show, Imran slammed the opposition, calling them corrupt. He also said there was no need to go to the Supreme Court when fresh elections have already been announced. Calling his rival traitors who are part of a foreign conspiracy, Imran made the protest public in an interaction with citizens. Meanwhile, Pakistan's Supreme Court has adjourned the hearing till tomorrow in the plea against Imran Khan. The 5-judge bench said the court would look into the constitutional legality of the decision taken by the National Assembly.
ये चाहते हैं कि एनआरओ भी मिल जाए, अपने अंपायर्स भी खड़े कर दें, अपने ऑफिसर्स भी खड़े कर दें, इलेक्शन कमीशन में भी जो 2 रह गए हैं वो भी अपने लोग डाल दें। तो एक जो सारी जिंदगी इन्होंने फिक्स मैचेस खेले हैं, इनका सिर्फ कोशिश ये है कि मैच ये सिर्फ जीते अंपायर्स को साथ मिलवा के। तो ये इनकी पूरी कोशिश है कि इलेक्शन कमीशन, जो भी ब्यूरोक्रेसी, वो नीचे सारा अमला, इलेक्शन, वो सारा पहले तैयार करके फिर ये इलेक्शन की तरफ जाए। तो ये सारी इस वक्त कोशिश है कि किसी तरह एक हुकूमत कह रही है, हम कह रहे हैं इलेक्शन लड़ो, और ये चले गए सुप्रीम कोर्ट। इनकी सारी कोशिश ये है कि ये इक़्तिदार में आएंगे, ये आके नैब को ख़त्म करेंगे, इनके केसेस ख़त्म होंगे और ये होगा NRO 2 लेंगे। NRO 1 जनरल मुशर्रफ ने दिया था, सारे इनके करप्शन केसेस तब माफ हुए थे। उसके बाद 10 सालों में ये सारे नए केसेस बने हैं, और हैरत की बात यह है कि इनके दौर के केसेस बने हुए हैं तकरीबन 90% से ज्यादा। तो केसेस भी इनके दौर के बने हुए हैं, और अब ये चाहते हैं कि वो नैब को मुकम्मल तौर पे ख़त्म किया जाए, इनके केसेस माफ हों, NRO 2 मिले, और फिर से शुरू कर दें मुल्क में वो बाहर पैसा भिजवाना, जो कि अभी अरबों अरबों रुपए की प्रॉपर्टीज में ये बाहर रहती है। ये है साजिश।
The relationship of both countries depends on the success and failure of this no confidence move. So you can imagine that kind of massive intervention happened in Pakistan in internal affairs. So this whole episode was linked to that meeting, and the conspiracy was actually had in a foreign country, in a foreign capital. So Speaker has declared that no confidence is legal, and now we have moved towards elections, and like any other democracy, we believe that people are the real arbiter in such situations, and people should decide the fate of country. But you will appreciate that we formed the government and we had the majority in the parliament. But suddenly, these 22 members of our party and 2 allies, they just shifted their loyalty, and the kind of horse trading, the kind of the buying of MLAs and the members of the parliament happen in this episode is actually so shameful.